subject, because you can avoid a lot of these women heading off thinking they're depressed when it's actually menopause. Also, the women don't have
All right, we are back. This is Dayton Kendrick here with Record On Studio, who is also a media featured partner of the Doha Women's Forum. I'm joined by a very special guest here, Miss Anna Wallace Scott. Thank you for being on this episode with us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So before we get into the Empower Her, Your Voice Matters, and why you're here representing this cause, give us a brief background about your career and your aspirations and what makes events like this amazing.
I think my background is very varied. I'm Swedish. I've lived in Qatar for 3 years. I'm married to a British pilot. I have 2 children. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. But my mission is to empower and educate about women's hormones and the changes that women go through when they go through perimenopause and menopause.
Okay.
I feel there's a gap in the market, and I also feel that if that actually half of the population of the world are women, and every single woman will go through this stage of life. And I think if it was the flip of the coin, actually the men will go through this, it would be a topic that will be talked about and never stop talked about. Whereas with women, it's still a taboo subject when you come to workplace and within women themselves.
Agree. So on that topic, I think that underpins kind of why we're here with this empowerment movement. I think that conversation is very layered, can be very nuanced. So the value that events like this bring, how do you see what you bring to the table around that topic relating to an event like this?
I'm super privileged to be here. It's the first time for me, and I feel very honored to be able to talk about a subject like this, because we need to make women feel seen and heard. So women, when they get into this stage of life, they feel like they're invisible almost, and they drift off, even not just socially, but also medically. So for me, it's very important to work with holistically in a way like you think disease prevention. But these women are often dismissed at even hospitals. You know, it's stress. You're overworked. You're just getting older. Whereas not so true, that we're hormonal beings, and when our hormones start declining, these things happen. So if they were more informed, they could actually be more proactive and get help, medically, but also mentally. There's a lot of layers to this part of life that's not spoken about.
Absolutely. So I think bringing awareness to, like you said, a subject that's rather taboo makes it more accepted.
Yes.
Women would feel more seen, more heard. And I think flexibility behind that is what's needed, because other than a woman saying, I have hot flashes, I think that's kind of the tip of the iceberg from a male perspective, awareness, right?
That's good that you say that, because...
See, I'm educated. I know a little bit, huh?
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
But that is good. I'd love to educate men as well, because I think we're in a workplace. A lot of women go on sick leave because they think they're depressed. So this is also a cost for a company to have male and female being educated in the subject, because you can avoid a lot of these women heading off thinking they're depressed when it's actually menopause. Also, the women don't have to feel that they're alone. There's so many symptoms and layers to menopause, more than hot flashes. There's actually 250 symptoms.
So I got 1 out of 250.
Yeah. So
that doesn't sound like a lot, but I feel accomplished.
Well done.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think bringing these conversations to the forefront helps with women's empowerment. And today we've had women come share their experiences, come share their questions. And if you look behind us, we've got some questions on the wall.
We sure do.
Yeah. And those questions have been replicated in this magic bowl sitting in front of you. So we're going to draw a question out.
Okay.
Have a brief dialogue about it.
Sure.
And then we'll wrap it up.
Great. You can pick one then.
Okay.
Yeah, it's closer to you. So
okay. Fair enough. All right. So we're going to go with, I like this one.
Okay. I hope I do too then.
If not, we'll pick another one. What skills should young women focus on developing to thrive in the future workplace?
Good question. I think, first of all, you need to stay authentic to yourself. And I say this to my children, it doesn't really matter what I think or what you should do. If my children are authentic to themselves, they can support themselves while doing something that makes them happy, but they can also provide for themselves and, pay the bills, basically. I think that's a good skill. Don't be afraid to take a different path. If you are enrolled to university and you feel this is not maybe you, then take a step back and evaluate where you're at. They're so early in their careers. There's always time to take a pause and think about what life. We also change. What you start doing doesn't mean that you necessarily will be doing this in 20 years.
Absolutely.
But show dedication and be passionate about what you're doing. That's everything, I think. Just being passionate in what you're pursuing.
Agreed. And is that advice, is that a take or derivative of your experience as well?
Yes and no. I've done a lot of stuff before I went into this path of my life. So yes, I think you could say that could be something that I'm very passionate about what I'm doing, but always try to put my all into everything and give people the time.
Perfect. So passion, empowerment, improvement, growth. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Miss Anna coming on the show. I really appreciate this. I think these dialogues and conversations need to happen. And for all the folks out there, if you're not subscribed to Record on Studio, make sure you do that now. Again, Miss Anna Wallace Scott, we thank you so much.
Thank you, Dayton, for having me.
Absolutely. Everyone take care. We'll see you next time. Peace.